Welcome to GreekMania, an AI-only battle for Rome Total War. Today we have 6 different kind of Greek factions. Of course, the two obvious ones, the Greek city-states. Now, I'm going to briefly go over all these armies and explain why I'm counting them as Greek. So, Greeks are obvious. They've got Spartans and cavalry, mostly a phalanx-style army with some Cretan archers. Then we've got Macedon, obviously Greek. These have gone for more Alexander's army style, phalanxes and companion cavalry. Then there's Egypt. Now, when Rome Total War is set in a time when the Greek Empire has fallen and Alexander's empire has been divided into different factions. So the Seleucids and Pontus and Egypt at this time were actually Greek. In their main fighting style, and it was Greek leaders in charge of them who I don't want to go into the history, but it is historically Egypt at this time was Greek. Now Rome Total War has not stayed with the history too much. They kind of have a little bit, but no, it's more Bronze Age Egypt. Legend of Total War went through this in his Historical Inaccuracies of Total War video, but I don't want to get too much into it. Here is the Greeks, and they are here because I counted them as Greek enough. Of course, we've got chariots here, and we've got a very Egyptian-style army. Then, of course, the Seleucids, cataphracts, elephants, and some of their legionary types of units with some phalanxes as well. Then we've got the Thracians here with the Thracian infantry, but of course a few other stuff thrown in there. And last but not least is Pontus. With cataphracts, some scythe chariots, which should be interesting to see, and some eastern infantry. Out of these 6 kind of Greek factions, which one is going to survive to the end? And so it begins. Out of the 6 Greek factions, which is going to survive to the end? Now, this is actually done by a score-based resolution, so the winner is not actually decided by the faction that survives to the end. The winner is decided by the faction that gets the most amount of valuable kills. So yeah, that's what's important here. It's not about surviving, it's about getting good, valuable kills. Now, I may have to retreat off the battlefield if factions start going for me, but hopefully I won't have to. But the Egyptians are actually kicking this battle off with a charge on the Seleucids, with some missile chariot units here, taking out their chariots, and probably getting a few shots in at the cataphracts soon. But the Egyptians are broken. The Seleucids managed to hold out, although they did lose a lot of chariots there. But the Egyptians don't give up like that. They immediately come in with some camel archers and some more chariot archers, and we're just firing in now. Ooh, these chariots here have gone berserk. The Seleucids had better avoid those, and it's not looking good for the Seleucid Empire right now. Coming in at the back is Thracians, charging in their Thracian infantry at the elephants, and we've got horse cavalry here as well. Seems like Pontus is slowly moving into the battle as well. Looks like the Greeks and the Macedonians are going to fight soon, and the Egyptians charging in for the Seleucids. Not looking good for the Seleucids right now. They're fighting on both sides. If they can get some early kills, then that gives them points, which will mean that they might be more likely to get into first place. We do sometimes see some weird results in these, like the faction that got destroyed first does sometimes win. Not always, but it has happened before, so it's not it's not over for the Seleucids yet. It's never over until we see the scoreboard. Those elephants just instantly broke. If we fly over here, it seems like Macedon and the Greeks have engaged in combat. The companion cavalry charge the Greek cavalry. The Macedonians should win. We do have a cavalry advantage, but I don't think we have a pike advantage and a range advantage, because these Cretan archers for the Greeks, they're going to cause a few problems for Macedonians. They managed to run down some of the Cretan archers. That's not what the Greeks want, but they've come in with some cavalry. If they can take out a few cavalry units, then I think that's a good trade. Cavalry for Cretan archers. Companion cavalry for Cretan archers. The Seleucids seem to have given up fighting these, and they're just bringing their phalanxes forwards. Gonna try and get a few pokes on some enemies over here, I think. Get a few extra points. The elephants have completely broken. Well, there's a few more fighting over here. Actually against the the Seleucid general was in combat there for a second, but he's safe now. Seems like the Thracians here have made a good push on the Seleucids. Oh, the cavalry have broken here. They're going to pull back. Don't know why. What was even fighting them? Oh, was that an Egyptian general? Egypt lost their general. Oh, that's not good for Egypt. It was fighting the Seleucids, the elephants over here. Now we managed to break the elephants, so that's, I guess, good, but losing the general this early on is... losing your general any time is bad, but this early on, really bad. And it seems like these elephants are going to die. They're completely surrounded by Thracians. What can they really do? The Seleucids have taken up control in the middle of the map. I don't know what they're planning. It looks like they're going for the Greeks or the Macedonians. Looking at these two again, it seems like Macedon does have the upper hand. The cavalry is definitely causing a lot of problems for the Greeks, but they've lost a lot of cavalry as well, so we've got to be careful. They're running them down as well, getting some extra points. The Greeks are trying to hold out, but you know, what can they really do? Their cavalry is no match for the Macedonian cavalry. They do have phalanxes, but you know, I don't think that's going to be enough for the Macedonians because they have phalanxes as well. They're just trying, I think, to engage with Pontus and try and get some easy kills over there. Or that's what they think, because Pontus, these Scythe chariots, if they get a good angle on the phalanxes, those phalanxes are just going to collapse. Might not be as easy as the Greeks are thinking. The last of the elephants, I believe. Have they broken? Yeah, they broke. Ah, poor Seleucid Empire. I think they're out of it now. I don't think they're going to get enough kills. They've still got some units around, some quite good units as well. They had probably some of the best units: cataphracts, elephants, and Scythe chariots. But sadly, you know, they got attacked on two fronts, and it just didn't work out for them. But they've made it across the entire other end of the map, and they're now fighting the Greeks and the Macedonians at once with their phalanxes to instantly break. Come on, can we get a poke over here? Cavalry charging. Right, they're going to hold out for now, but that's not what the angle they want. Some random elephants coming. Oh, look at that pretty view over there. Oh, do you see it? Oh, yes, I do see it. Hello! That's what those two Cretan archers are saying. Oh no, the phalanxes got caught on the side by another phalanx unit. That's not what the AI wants. Right, they're turning around, but I think it's too late. They lost a lot of troops, and it seems like, yeah, they're broken here as well. Cavalry's probably going to charge him in the back at some point. Not looking good for the Seleucids. It was never looking good for the Seleucids. And it seems like the Thracians are charging down the Egyptians. They've completely cleaned up the Seleucid Empire. Like, they're completely gone. Do they have any troops left? No, I think they've completely broken at this point. The Greeks have lost a lot of troops. Their general is down to the final unit. No bodyguards left, and Macedonian cavalry is charging him down, or at least trying to. He's broken, so that's going to cause a lot of problems for the Greeks. Just weird dust coming out of that elephant. Looks like car fumes. It's broken down. We did, of course, see the Greek general die there. That's unfortunate for the Greeks, but I think we're out of it anyway. And the Macedonians are going to get the upper hand over here. Now they've still got the Spartans. They could possibly get some extra kills, but I don't think it's going to be enough to turn it around. The Egyptians also seem interested in getting involved in this fight. So right now it's Macedon here, Pontus over there, Thrace over there, and the Egyptians over here. The Seleucids and the Greeks have been mostly wiped out at this point. The Greeks are still kind of fighting on, but you know, they don't really stand much of a chance at this point. But Egypt, although I think they've got the second largest army right now, they have lost their general, so that's going to cause a few problems. Pontus has not even engaged with anybody yet, and you might be thinking that that's a good thing for them because it means they survive to the end, but if they don't get kills, they don't get points. So usually what we see is the factions that get stuck in early on and get the easy kills. Those are the factions that do best, and they get all the score to their name. So Pontus is playing the slow strategy here. It doesn't always work. They're probably going to survive to the end, but they're probably not going to get the points, so they won't win. And yeah, there we go. I think that's the end of Greece now. I think that was a final unit. No, I think that's actually the final unit. Yeah, it's got to be this one. So this is a Greek final unit, a Spartan unit being charged by Pontus cataphracts. They managed to hold them off for a while, but it's done a break. Seems like the Egyptians are in now. Oh, they lost some soldiers. They charged the Macedonian phalanx with chariots, which just ended in disaster for them. Oh, that's not what the Egyptians wanted there. They lost a lot of chariots. Not what they wanted. Like, the Greeks have rallied a little bit. You know, if they can get some troops back, get another 10 kills, a few extra points, might make the difference between their 5th and a 4th place, perhaps. So it's, you know, these small factions that are almost dead and still fighting on. Of course, they're not going to get 1st place, but you know, they're fighting for that, like, that 4th place rather than the 5th place. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see which faction did the worst. I think it's going to be the Seleucids, but you know, if they do have some troops around, get a general kill, that's a lot of extra points and completely different story all of a sudden. Right, Macedon here, looks like they've broken as well now, with their phalanxes. Macedon, now that I'm looking at it, they don't look too strong. We've got the general over here, some random phalanxes dotted around, but they don't look too strong. They lost a lot of troops trying to take out the Greeks, and there goes Macedonia's general. The general of Macedon, just as I say it. Rip Alexander. Oh, that's not good for Macedonia. I think they're the next faction to probably go. I mean, it probably will be the Egyptians. I can't imagine them holding out to a full Pontusian army. And it's going to be down to Pontus versus Thrace. Of course, this is just my guess, but that's how I see it going down. Egypt there trying to get a few extra points, running Macedonian troops down. It means they're going to come into conflict with Pontus, and I don't know who's going to get the upper hand here. It's just chariots charging into chariots. I think that was Pontus's general there. Maybe not. No, it wasn't. No, Pontus's general is there. And Egypt, they lost the chariots, but they did a lot of damage on Pontus. That's going to be a lot of points to them. And points that every faction really does need. The Greeks still holding in. Egypt and Greece working together managed to break the Macedonians. And I can't see any Macedonians. They've got some armies over there. Some are... Nope, never mind, they're broken. Macedon's gone. I actually think Macedon has broken before the Greeks. Right, the Greeks are still fighting. Right, Macedon is still fighting over here, and I think this is the last unit. So, because of Egyptian intervention, seems like Macedon is actually going to die before the Greeks. Which I find hilarious. Maybe not, nah, there goes Greece. I think Greece is gone now. But it's close, and Pontus broke. Yeah, Macedon almost got destroyed before the Greeks were, which would have been hilarious, but oh well. Sadly not. Cataphracts charging into the chariots already in charge, and they just got completely melted by the Egyptian chariots. Now, Cataphracts are a good unit to cut down, so every Cataphracts they kill is very valuable. That's what you want to be targeting. Eastern Infantry's charging in now. Eastern Infantry, what a joke of a unit. Oh, Pontus, why charge cavalry into phalanxes? And there goes the general. They've only really just gotten into combat and they've already lost the general. That's not what a faction wants to see. Ah, poor Pontus, yeah, they're pulling out now. Their morale is done broken, but they're fighting Egyptians who also don't have a general. Oh, never mind, they're broken. Is this unit going to break as well? Probably will do. Like, what is Thrace doing? they're losing troops, what are they even fighting? Okay, so there's some... Like, it looks like Egypt sent some chariots around and some extra units, and they've just been causing an absolute nightmare for Thrace. Yeah, and Thrace, it looks as if they've got nothing to actually counter these chariots. So that's very interesting to see. Just one chariot unit alone destroyed a load of Thracians. That's what I believed happened anyway. I thought this front was over. I thought Thrace was just gonna clean up the Seleucids and then join, but no, it looks like stuff has been happening over here. That's gonna be a lot of points for Egypt if they actually got as many kills as I thought they did, and they're gonna continue to get more as well because Thrace, they're only sending very weak units. So just keep cutting them down with their chariots, but Egypt broken now almost entirely over here. It seems like Pontus did manage to regroup and they forced the Egyptians back, but they don't have many troops left. I thought Thrace would come in with a massive army, but it seems like the Egyptians with these chariots cleared most of them out, so all of a sudden it's completely different battle. It's everyone's weak all of a sudden. There's no real faction that's dominant. I'd say that Egypt's gone by this point. They've still got a few troops around, but they're gone. And it has come as expected down to Pontus and Thrace, but I expected these two to be massive armies by the time they collide, but no, they've actually become quite weak. Out of all the factions that remain, it's only Thrace that still have their general, which is interesting point to note because that's going to really help with the morale. Only Thrace has their general alive. Now where am I? Yeah, I play as Julie. I hide myself in the corner to make it AI only. I could actually get further. I'm just making sure that no AI faction is causing damage to me, otherwise that would make it unfair on the other AI factions. So just make sure I'm out of it. Okay, so Pontus chasing down the Egyptians. It looks like they're finally going to come into contact with the Thracians now. Putting their pikes down, trying to block the cavalry off. Pontus is everywhere. Oh, a lot of their chariots went berserk. I've got no idea what happened there. What was that? Okay, so Thrace lost their general. Where was that? I don't know. I remember seeing phalanxes. Loads and loads of phalanxes. That was all I saw. I've got no idea where that happened. What's this here? Yeah, it could have been somewhere around here. Yeah, these are Thracian cavalry here, which are dead. There he is, there's the Thracian general. So well done to these units here for killing him. Now, out of all the remaining factions, no one's got a general left. I think even the factions that have fled, they've all lost their general. The Greek's general might have made it out alive, but he is retreated, of course, so it doesn't really count. So yeah, no generals now. Everyone's morale is super low, and yeah, it's now Pontus versus Thrace with a few Egyptians dotted around and a few Macedonians as well. Who's gonna win at the end? Right, well done to Thrace there for breaking the Pontusian unit. Yeah, Pontus is just collapsing. I think Thrace will survive to the end, but have they got enough kills to get the win? By the way, have any of you seen this map? It's just chaos. This map's just chaos. Can we zoom in? If we just zoom into this, it's just even more chaotic. Just all the different factions. Right, Pontus charging in with their phalanxes, but they didn't put the phalanxes down, and they're gonna. Alright, they're gonna get Thrace in the back. Okay, phalanxes down. Right, we've got a few prods in the back of Thrace. Thrace needs to turn around. What's happening over here? So Pontus with their pirates. Right, they're still here. I don't know what they're gonna do. And we've got some phalanx versus phalanx. Pontus versus Thrace. I think Pontus will win this fight here, although their morale has been very low lately, but I think their phalanx units are better. So can they do it? Yeah, they're just tearing through them. And there we go. Thrace broke. I've got the pirates here, just, I don't know, what's the point in these? I did a top 5 mercenary units, and I didn't even bother putting these into a survey, because I allow the community to vote as well, and I show that on the video, just might well staying unique. I didn't even bother putting this mercenary unit in, because what's the point really? No one's done a vote for them. Right, Thrace, they've got their Thracian infantry charging up now to try and take down these phalanxes, or maybe the pirates. Right, let's see the pirates, let's see what they can do. Can they break the Thracians? Now in a normal fight, the Thracians should destroy them, but morale is quite a big factor right now, and the pirates did get them on the flank. Right, missile units coming in, nah. As soon as some missile units come in, start throwing javelins at them, instant break. Okay, it's so weird to see Macedon alive with a full squad here, all the way miles away from the actual battle itself. Oh, they've got some, what are these, some archers? Yeah, we've got some archers left as well. Over here it's just a mess between Pontus and Thrace. I think Egypt is done. I can't see a single Egyptian troop still fighting, so Egypt's done. Pontus still have a few troops around, Thrace still have a few troops around, and Macedon is down to the final 2. Well, after looking at this now, I believe it's clear who is going to survive to the end. It's Thrace. They're the only faction with an actual army left, in a way, although there's a lot of dead bodies. Just look at all these dead bodies here, just some random wheels thrown around as well. Oh, this is such a beautiful battle in a way. Yeah, Pontus almost entirely broken now. They've still got, what have you, some eastern infantry left, and everyone else has broken. Thrace charging them down, trying to get those few extra points. Thrace didn't get that many, got a lot of kills in the early game and the late game, but they didn't do that well in the mid game. So I'm guessing they're trying to get some more kills now, just to try and get that extra score to make up for it. Now, what is actually left? Alright, it's just Macedon left. That's all we're waiting for at this point. Macedon to die to the Thracians. Both of them, I'm guessing, are wanting a few extra points because, you know, these few final kills, although it's a very small part of the battle, and we know Thrace is going to win, but, you know, this could be a few extra points and could bring someone up to, yeah, the next ranking level. Like, if Macedon's going to get 4th, doing this might get them to 3rd, and these few extra kills at the end might be enough to put Thrace in the lead, so, you know, even this is important. Oh, Thrace just broke. Oh, don't tell me, is Macedon going to make a comeback and survive to the end? Oh no, Thrace has just Thrace just collapsed. You've got to be kidding me. No, you can't be serious. Thrace is not just going to collapse like that and Macedon's going to get the win. Well, the survival win. It's not going to be an actual win. Yeah, of course, Thrace is gone. I think these troops will regroup, but yeah, they're just instant break by them, and they can't get any kills on this phalanx unit. Oh, that's... I don't even know if I can say that's funny. That was just so sad and pathetic to see. So it's just Macedon left, is it? Right, Thrace do have some units over here, some javelineers, mercenary javelineers, I should point out. And yeah, there we go. There goes Thrace. Oh, that was brilliant. We just... Right, we've got some troops over there as well. But I think these are gone. They're not going to make a comeback. Random dead elephant on the battle. Right, the Greeks say I've completely broken, but he's still in, and I think he's a little bit bugged. It's like how they're running cartoons in a way. Like from Scooby-Doo or something. Yeah, he's bugged. There's another one over here as well. Run for the hills. Oh, alright, I guess that's the hills they're referring to. Oh, are they watching normal? No, I thought they went normal for a second there. I was saying earlier that how Thrace broke, that was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in Total War. Already that record has been beaten. I think this is the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in Total War. I love how there's like 2 graves, like there's a massive grave of dead bodies over here, and then there's a completely separate one here specifically for the Seleucid Empire. There's another grave. And then everywhere else is just like nothing happened. What are they throwing their javelins? You've got to be kidding me. Are they throwing their javelins at these bugged Greek warriors? Nah, surely they can't. Nah, I can't reach that. They're not even throwing them. Just randomly throwing their javelins in the desert. Oops, we're out of ammo. Okay, do you remember when I said those Greek warriors were the most pathetic thing I've ever seen in Total War? Yet again, that record has been beaten. By Thrace now, again. I've got no idea what's wrong with them, but I'm sure they'll figure their lives out eventually. Macedon, where are you going? There's like nobody out here. It's the middle of a desert. Where are you going? completely lost. All this death and the sands have finally got to them. Just every single one of them just blank. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, as Thrace broke. I think they're broke. There's enough here to make an AI, a stupid AI in Total War montage. There's enough content in this video alone. Although that would be a good idea. Ooh. Alright, I've had it on triple speed now for 15 minutes. And the battle is still going on. These are just bugged here. We've got the Thrace, the Macedonians just walking. They're chasing after these who broke. Somehow a random dead cataphract in the middle of nowhere. Who is he? Where did he come from? Just some random guy came running through. I'm guessing he's part of his squad. And he'd been detached for like 15 minutes. Alright, our Thrace back. I think they're back. Instantly set on fire. Well, that was pathetic. Okay, come on Macedon. This is all what's left. This is all you have to kill. You can do this. Okay, so they're finally woken up, and it looks like they're going to charge for... Oh, wait, have the Greeks finally left? Oh, they've finally left the battle. Well done, Greece. They found their way eventually. Right, Thrace, where are they? Right, here it is. This is where it finally ends. This video's gone on for 45 minutes. If Macedon breaks now, I'm gonna be so annoyed. Oh, they're going the wrong way. Right, and there we go. They broke them. Or did Macedon break? Right, I'm guessing, yeah, the Thracians broke. So let's just let them leave, and then we can finally end this stupid video. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. The Greeks have come back. He made it to here, and he's come back. I've actually got to wait for him to leave now, and otherwise the battle can't end. Okay, finally, well there goes another 5 minutes out of my life, and it's done. You've got to be kidding me, you've got to be kidding me, another one's rejoined the fight. Oh no! And he had to choose the longest distance he could find. Right, I'll be back in like 10 minutes. I'm gonna go blow my nose and get something to eat. You've got to be kidding me. He's actually walking like this. And I've got to wait for him to make it all the way over here. Look, you can only... where is it? Can't even see him. Right, there he is. You can just see him there. Well, let's wait for him. Well, this is what my life has come to. Watching a dot on the screen make it from one half of the map to the other. Whilst running like this. We do have a winner, but first of all, in last place, getting in 6th place, we have the Seleucid Empire, bringing in 1,000 troops, I think almost the smallest army, and getting 543 kills, only 71 remaining, which was unfortunate for them. In 5th place we have the Greeks, bringing the 2nd largest army, I think, getting 857 kills, which is quite a lot compared to the Seleucids, but still only 5th place. 4th place, of course, goes to Thrace, 958 kills. 3rd place goes to an army that got less kills, Egypt with 3rd place. 2nd place went to Pontus, an army that got even less kills, and 1st place, of course, goes to Macedon, the faction that survived to the end. They got most of their points from killing, of course, the Greeks, but then the Egyptians as well, and fighting to the end and completely breaking the Thracians. That's why they won. And of course, you know, they got a lot of kills out of it, 1,475. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm actually going to re-upload parts of this video as a compilation, like in a montage sort of thing of stupid AI moments, and yeah, that will be coming like tomorrow or something, maybe even late to the same day, I don't know yet. Hope you've enjoyed. Please do feel free to subscribe if you want to. It does really help my channel grow, and I don't really advertise this much, but I do have a donations link if anyone does want to help me out. It's not, of course, necessary. I'm not asking now because I really need it today, but you know, I just thought my channel is, of course, in a different size since the last time I brought it up, so you know, just a brief mention of it again, completely optional, of course, if any of you want to. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed. Hope I can continue to entertain you through this sort of stuff, and hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye.